the
fuck is going on, guys? I'm Ryan.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is the WTF Podcast, where we talk about pretty much anything we want. Sorry if I'm a little off. We just experienced a cop pull up next to us. We started recording an episode, and he pulled up behind my car, and I can see how it's suspicious. We're parked in an empty parking lot. Yeah. We're just in the back seat, and we're on the, recording the podcast. And it was a little event here. It was my first time, being, talked to by a cop. Yeah. So I was a little scared, but then again, I did nothing wrong, so I was happy to comply. He told me to, ask what we were doing. I told us we were recording a podcast, and asked to see my license and all that, but no, we're good. He seemed like a nice guy. I can understand suspicious being back here.
Yeah. Plus, we also have hats on, and
we're looking down and all that. Yeah, it's understandably so.
Yeah.
But other than that scary event, how was your day today, Kyle?
I'm doing good. And yeah, also to mention, there's actually people here at this place that we keep going to, today, because we're recording this episode earlier than we usually do.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of people here, mostly for they're doing like a soccer things or whatever. Other than the fact that we get investigated, I am doing alright. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
A little on edge, like I said, but other than that, I'm pretty relaxed. I feel, very, chill this week. So
let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. One of my topics is 2 weeks ago. I didn't mention. I kind of forgot to bring up, but Castle Island. I was at Castle Island. I've been there a few times already, but Castle Island, I always thought it was a very cool landmark in the state of Massachusetts, near Boston, or it's in Boston, really. They got a very cool looking castle. You can look it up on Google. Yeah. It was the Fort of Independence, and it was built in 1834 or through 1851. And the first fort was ever built that was 1634. And it was originally a strategic military spot, to defend.
Yeah. I think I've heard of that, actually.
Yeah, and in 1928, the castle was fully connected to the mainland, so we could, go back and forth there pretty quickly for visitors and all that. Mm-hmm. And I always thought it was a very cool landmark, all this stuff. I actually have pictures on my phone. There's a little landmark here that showed, soldiers.
With a logo?
What's up?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever been to Castle Island before. I probably have. It was long ago, but I went to this one other place that's kind of similar to that, but it wasn't Castle Island. But maybe I should go over to Castle Island one of these days.
It is very busy, all the time there, so it's very tough to get a parking spot. Yeah. I went with my cousin. We had a fun time, and it was. So we did the big walk around. It takes probably 20 minutes, or maybe a little longer to do. It's very, very, very windy. I almost lost my hat. My hat flew off my head and almost went in the water. Good thing there was a fence there to catch it. It was pretty good. We got there's a place, Castle Island Sullivan's. It's a restaurant. We have one near us, and it's in Hanover Crossing in Massachusetts. There's
was it better?
Sullivan's there. I don't know. I'd say it's about the same a little bit.
Okay.
But I will say the portions are they have a slightly different menu. Okay. Portions are a bit smaller there, but they're fast. They get your food out, bada bing, bada boom, and the food's good. Normally the fries, they could give you more fries for a large fry, but I mean. The place is pretty nice. It's a nice little walkthrough. You spend an hour, 2 hours or so there, just exploring, looking at landmarks there. Yeah. You should go visit it.
Yeah, no, I think the only times that I've seen Castle Island is when me and my family take the boat into Boston. I think we just go past it a little bit. That's the only time that I've seen it. But yeah.
Let me show you the pictures I took of it. It's not nothing crazy. Where is it? Here it is. So this is the picture of the ocean, just like near the back of the castle.
Mm.
So this is the spot where they were taking the strategic points. I only took 2 pictures because I thought this was a nice view. I should have took a picture of the castle, and then that was a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't think to take a picture of the actual castle?
No, because I feel like that's something you gotta see with your own eyes.
I thought it was like you're not allowed to take pictures of it. Or
no,
something.
you can. And they do tours. I'm gonna try to do the tour. There's one in June. If you want to go with me, we can do that. Take the tour inside the. I've never been in the castle.
Yeah, we can actually go inside.
We can go in the castle. Certain parts of the castle we can go inside. I've never been in there. I would like to see what that's about, and I always thought it was cool.
Interesting. Yeah.
And yeah,
my dad probably knows a lot about that. But
what did you bring?
The start of one of my topics here. I found out earlier this week. I think it was like Tuesday or yeah, it was probably Tuesday. I saw that is news in regards to the new Tom Holland Spider-Man movie that's coming out. Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
Brand New Day.
And,
that was on April Fool's Day, right? So you didn't even know if that was
April Fool's?
I think it showed up on April Fool's, and I thought that was fake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought it was fake too, but then April 2nd came around and I was like, oh, it's real. But this news I found out about it was I saw on X that said Hulk is going to be coming back.
Hulk?
Mark Ruffalo is going to be coming back as a Hulk, and said that he's going to be the villain of Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Or at least one of the villains.
Hulk, really?
Yeah.
Is it Maestro? Maestro? What is it? What's the older Hulk's name? Is it Maestro?
I don't fucking know, man. I'm not a huge expert on Hulk, but yeah, I just thought that was like, it caught my eye. I was like, Hulk, like, and then I also saw somewhere else again that he was gonna be like another mentor to Peter Parker, but I thought that Peter, or at least Tom Holland's Peter Parker, grew up and actually became Spider-Man at the end of Spider-Man: No Way Home. But I don't know who to believe, whether Hulk is going to be the main villain or if he's going to be the next mentor. But either way, what do you think about it? You're a big of a Spider-Man fan than I am.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man. Been watching the movies for years. I love Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man. He's awesome. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their favorites. I think I like all the Spider-Man. Just Tobey's my favorite. Yeah. But Spider-Man: Brand New Day, I think that possibly could introduce Miles Morales.
It could also.
I feel like they're setting him up at some point. But I prefer Peter Parker Spider-Man. I'm more of a Peter Parker. But Miles is cool too. He's got more powers. But the OG, you can't beat the OG, the inspirational one.
There's also another thing about Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I'm sure you probably heard about it, but Sadie Sink is also going to be in it. She's from Stranger Things.
Oh, she's going to be MJ? She
looks
like an MJ.
I think, I don't know. I think actually, you know what? I think they said that she was going to play one of the X-Men.
She's gonna be an X-Man?
Yeah, I heard that one of an X-Men is gonna be in there. I think she's gonna be I don't really know much about the X-Men either, but I think the name is slipping my mind right now. I really wish I could remember it.
I feel like they should bring in Scorpion for Brand New Day.
Scorpion? Yeah, no, we've been talking about that, how they should, in Brand New Day, they should bring back the end credit scene from Spider-Man: Homecoming, where Scorpion is, talking to Adrian Toomes about how they're going to form an alliance. But even though Adrian can't really do that because he's in the Morbius universe, but
Morbius.
They could still.
That movie was so bad.
It was terrible. But they could bring back Scorpion again, but which I really hope they do. But yeah, Hulk is going to be either the villain or the mentor. He's probably, I don't know, he's probably going to be the villain. But hey, if he's going to be the villain, does that mean that OG Hulk is going to come back?
OG Hulk, they've been nerfing Hulk so long.
Yeah.
All the Hulk fans, I'm sorry what you've been through because I know the real Hulk. He's fucking crazy. He's super strong. He's super cool.
It's ruthless.
And the Incredible Hulk, I love the Incredible Hulk. That was such a good movie.
I think there's probably gonna be like a World War Hulk movie.
World War Hulk. I hope they give Hulk justice because he's been sleeping for far too long. He needs to be waking up. He needs to break people in half. What he needs to do. The only last glimpse we saw of the real Hulk was in Age of Ultron, but that wasn't even like the Hulk that we really know.
Well, I would argue it's like Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, it was okay.
He was kind of laying back a little bit, up and towards the end, of course. But
we need a raging green ape. We need a raging green ape.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, he would be pretty cool. And do you think it's gonna be another trilogy, like Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New something?
They've been like, I think they've been kind of saying like that, but I think it's gonna be Brand New Day, and I also heard that Brand New Day is also gonna be, I think, leading into, or one of the films that's gonna be leading into Avengers Doomsday.
Avengers Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr. being Doom.
I still don't fully agree with the casting, but
yeah.
I also don't agree with Reed Richards as Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, but
yeah, Pedro Pascal. But that movie would be good. Another one I want to bring up, probably noticed definitely, and school's changing.
Schools are changing.
So like back in the day when our parents, or you guys' parents or whatever, were in school, it's a lot different from, not a lot different, but different when we were in school, and then it's different even now when kids are in school. Because we're like 22, 21, 22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, so, we're kind of out of school. Kyle, you went to college.
Yeah, I'm still in college. I think I have like one more semester, and then that's it.
That's it. Yeah. I didn't go to college because I was more so worried about the debt. I didn't want to pay for the debt. But but school's changing. Did you notice any changes while you were in college compared to like high school? And
well, I mean, the change that's coming to my mind right now is the fact that throughout, from my freshman year all the way to like now, it wasn't a lot of like students like protesting about stuff. But
like, is it more woke?
Well, yeah, that's one word to describe it. But whereas like now that you know who's a new president, aka Donald Trump, like I think the majority of my campus is like liberal. There are some Republicans. I think I remember I saw, like, it was during election. It was during like elections in November. I saw an article on the newspaper that I don't really read, but I thought it was both interesting and a little sad. It showed the statistics of how many people at my college. It showed like whether they're Republican or Democrat. They're like, I think 25% of them are Republican, and then the other percent is
Democrat.
Liberal. But, and again, that's like, I would say that's pretty sad. But I mean,
I feel like
if they want to, I guess. But.
Like when we were in school, kids were our grade was just kind of like, whatever type thing. But kids now, I feel like they're a lot more. I want to say more prideful. The schools are showing more colors. I would want to say more rainbow colors. But
like
which is okay, but at the same time, don't jam it down our throats.
Like still, I fucking remember like when you and I were in high school.
Yeah.
Freshman to senior, all the way throughout the 4 years we were there. In the auditorium that's in our high school, there was like, we didn't have a fucking like pride flag there, but now like literally when we leave, they decide to like add a fucking pride flag there, and I was like, damn bro, this is just like what are we doing here? Like,
another thing I noticed that changed that we already know, but I'm gonna bring it up here, is the alphabet song.
The alphabet?
Remember, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and it goes LMNOP. And now it's LMNOP. I'm like, why do you know? We gotta go speed right to it. LMNOP.
We talked about that. Actually,
the song it's so bad now. Like LMNOP was supposed to be exactly what I said. LMNOP. It's supposed to be fast.
They slow down the LMNOP part because kids are also slow. But
Just teach them.
Crazy.
They thought it was one. I think they were saying that kids thought that was one word, like elemental P. Like they thought it was one. Like no,
I didn't think that.
Just break it down. I know because I don't know if they're doing anything wrong or if the kid's just having trouble learning the alphabet. If so, teach it to them slowly. I guess I don't know how to really help that, but
do they not have like the
charts?
Like in first grade or second grade, all that they don't have like a thing on the top of the room that like has like the A.
Oh, the A B C D through
the capital letter and the undercase letter, and like.
Yes.
They don't have those anymore.
I think they do. Oh, and I hated learning cursive. I don't even know how to. I can't write in cursive.
I learned cursive in like I think third grade or something. But I remember the like little sheet that they have. They like have like the letter
above,
like,
and then you write it below.
They had the letter like in like dotted lines, and you just trace.
Oh yeah.
So that's how I knew. But I mean, I can sort of write in cursive, but I just choose not to because I mean. But like our parents are like, you guys don't learn cursive anymore. Like what the hell?
Yeah, they write easily in cursive. No, I can't. I write super bad. Like I can't really. I can write a note and all that, but it's not. I can make it clear, but I have bad handwriting. It's not that crazy.
My brother apparently has pretty good handwriting, a little bit better handwriting than mine. But and which this conversation right now actually leads into one of my topics actually, school related. But yeah, my younger brother recently had his graduation.
Oh, okay.
And which is a nice thing, but I'm talking about before that.
Okay.
I think earlier in the day, yesterday, which would be Friday. Their senior prank. Remember senior pranks?
Yes.
It wasn't one of our pranks. It wasn't when we were seniors, but like someone or a few people, like they brought, I think 2 or 3 cars into the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you consider that like kind of a lighthearted prank because it's a car. You bring it in to the
cafeteria, and you're like, what? Why is there a car in the middle there? Yeah.
But don't senior prank. Hold up, before I get into that, do we do a senior prank our grade?
I don't know. And if we did, it probably wasn't anything. Obviously, it wasn't memorable because I don't remember it.
Yeah, but my brother's grade, their senior prank, the class of 2025's class prank, was they literally just fucking trashed the damn fucking cafeteria.
They just trashed it?
They trashed it, like. And my brother was actually talking about, he said that it was around, they did it at,
was there food everywhere?
Night. Yeah, there was like.
Oh, that's nasty.
There was, the majority of the mess was like all this like toilet paper just like scattered around the place. Oh. But yeah, there was some like food there, and it was just a big ass mess.
Oh, did he have a picture of it?
My mom has pictures of it, but
okay.
I'll send that to you like later today
after the podcast.
But it was. I mean, it's pretty much what you'd expect. It's fucking bad.
The janitors probably wanted to kill all the kids.
Well, yeah, that's their intrusive thoughts. But and my younger brother actually said that the principal, who's the new guy, the principal, he said that even though we're pretty disappointed that you guys made this mess, you guys still deserve this graduation. But yeah, I'm sure like in the back of his mind, he's like, you guys are
real assholes. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, hopefully the janitors get paid big time for that mess that they had to clean up. But
I have a thing to also bring up over the years is money prices.
Oh, money?
Oh my god.
The prices of like money.
Our parents have told us like, oh, it was like 25 cents for a pack of gum. Now it's $3.
But I thought Trump was gonna lower the prices.
Lower prices of gas.
Yeah.
They know like other things. Like if you noticed, probably playing video games for so many years, you noticed games used to be like $40 to $50, and some still are, but most of the games are now $80.
Yeah, like $70.
$80. An extra $30 to $40 more. Plus tax. They tax games, too.
Like GTA 6 is going to be $100.
Oh, my God. GTA 6. Gosh, that's going to be the most breaking game ever. They're trying to exceed our expectations with that game. Yeah. That'll be super bonkers.
It also got delayed for 2026.
Yeah, they want to make it even... They want to blow our minds away with that one. But yeah, it's kind of a short topic. I'm sorry I couldn't come with anything else. But I have more, obviously. But yeah, money prices.
The prices of eggs. That's like a big thing.
Up too. Yeah.
It's a big thing that like everyone's like talking about. And also like going back to like gas prices. I don't know. I think like this stuff like that like takes a bit of time. Like this is. We're still in the first year of like Trump's presidency, but and while he does say that like stuff like gas prices and all other stuff is going to go down, it's probably not going to go down like in the first year, probably like the second or hopefully, I don't know, yeah, hopefully the second or third year. But like I've noticed like the gas station that I have been going to, which is near like kind of across, it's the Shell gas station.
Okay.
That I remember like the price of that being like around like $2.75, like $2.80, but now it's like $3.09.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not going here anymore. I'm like
super expensive. But at least here. But you have another topic? I have two more. One of them will keep us going for a little while.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back a little bit on like yesterday, like the graduation stuff. The principal, we have the new principal, right?
Okay.
His name is
Oh, you don't have to say the name.
Yeah. That is a good point. Actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't name drop.
Principal.
The principal.
Yeah. You're right. But the new principal, who wasn't there when we were there.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of forgot that he's not necessarily new anymore. He's been there for like 4 years now. But yeah, he like during my brother's graduation, he apparently said that at every graduation he gives out he puts secretly in one of the students' diplomas a $100 bill.
What?
Yeah. What the?
What the fuck?
More like what the fuck? Yeah. Apparently, when I heard that, I was like, where was that in our graduation?
I want $100.
Yeah.
I'll buy something with that.
And also, the diploma that it's in is also a golden diploma. That also has the $100 bill in there. And
how do you get the golden diploma?
I think he said like it was just random. It was just random.
Damn.
And he's been doing it for 4 years since we left.
I want the golden diploma. That'd be cool. Yeah. I just have a normal blue one.
Yeah, same here. But and it's funny like when and I thought it was gonna be like at the beginning, but now he like saved it like towards like it was like past the halfway point, almost getting towards the end. But and it's funny when he did it too. He held it up high so everyone could see it, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's the golden diploma." And then I was like, "Oh my God, there it is!" Again, I still wish I got that when we graduated, but I just thought that was fucking like.
I wonder if any other schools do something like that.
Well, I think, and also like when he was also at the previous school that he was at, I think he did something similar. I think he did that same thing at the previous school that he worked at, and then he came over here where we live and is still doing it. But yeah, I wish that like we had something like that. But that and also and like to be honest, I don't know. I still don't really like it. And also this is like the first time I've ever seen like the new principal. But
yeah,
I think I've heard about him, but like I've never actually seen him in person. And to be honest, I don't know. He's kind of he's nothing like our principal that we had.
Yeah.
But $100 bill, man.
$100 bills. That would be nice to have. But I'm gonna bring up my big topic here. All right.
Okay,
all
go
right,
for it.
You ready for this?
Go for it.
Bringing back dire wolves. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Even though it's already been talked about probably by everybody else, now we're going to talk about it. Dire wolves. Bringing back dire wolves. What do you think about that?
That, I mean, to be quite frank with you, I don't really see the point.
You don't see the point?
No. I mean,
I'm going to tell you
I don't even know how you, like, do that, actually.
So
you can tell me about it.
I was going to say, it was a helping the environment kind of issue.
Right.
It was certain parts of the world where some invasive species, I believe, where they needed more wolves.
Yeah.
And sure, it was red wolves they originally needed, but they were like, you know what? Let's bring back the dire wolf. Then again, like, you can take two parts in that. Dire wolf, okay, that was extinct, and all animals go extinct for a reason. But if this is a benefactor to help us in the long run, then I say, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing an extinct creature again. You know, who doesn't want to see, like, you know, an extinct creature? I mean, so dire wolves, bringing back. They're not exactly the same, but I don't care. I'd still call it a dire wolf. If it's got the DNA, it's a dire wolf. And we're all mixed, all right?
Yeah.
No, nothing's purely something, all right? But yeah, no, the dire wolves. They look. Have you seen pictures of the dire wolves?
I have seen pictures of dire wolves. Like I've seen people like say like that, like dire wolves were in Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah, they had a picture of them in Game of Thrones. But look at these little guys. Look at them, they're white fur and everything. Look adorable. I mean, you start looking at them like, oh, I want one as a pet. But then again, they're going to grow up to, like, eat you.
They're dire wolves.
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
dire
dogs,
wolves.
but, like,
they look
same
like
thing,
fluffy
like,
dogs. But yeah, but on top of that, they also brought back the red wolf, which was, bless you.
Sorry about
that. They were bringing back the red wolf, or the red coyote, or sorry. I think it's red coyote, I believe. And they were going extinct, so they're bringing back. That company is called Colossal Biosciences.
What?
Yeah, that's the company name that brought back the dire wolves. Colossal Biosciences. That's the company name that brought this back. And bless you. Are you allergic to podcasts or something?
Yeah. I'm allergic to dire wolves,
bro. You're allergic to dire wolves. So yeah, it's not the exact same, but yeah, they're bringing back the red wolves. They have more DNA for the red wolves because there's still like a couple left. But yeah, and they also brought a new creature back. Not back. They made a new creature, and if you know, it's called the woolly mice.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the woolly mice. I'll show you a picture. You guys can look up at your house. The woolly mice. Oh, I'm like misspelling it here.
Woolly mice. Aren't mice already woolly?
No, you haven't seen these guys. Look at him.
Holy shit.
They look like Pikachu almost.
Oh my god.
They're very fluffy, big yellow mice.
Damn.
Look at them, huh? They look like little Pokemon.
Oh my, yeah, they do look like a fucking Pokemon.
Well, they're going Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball reference.
Yeah. A mouse going Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they look so like crazy. That's a new species. They made that new. That's not normal. Like that's not real.
A new species.
Yeah, and people have asked them, oh, can we have them as pets? No, they're gonna stay in the enclosure. They're, not a real species. I mean, there are now, but they're not meant for like the wild. So they're gonna keep them in their, enclosures, which is fine. It's still cool to see. Yeah,
I wonder if any like biology classes or like animal like classes or whatever are gonna like talk about this.
Oh, I mean, I think it's a very interesting thing.
It probably will, but I don't know.
Fun fact: did you know the woolly mammoth was not brown?
It wasn't brown.
It was blonde, just like the woolly mice.
You know what? I think I might have known that.
But they looked brown due to all the dirt and mud that they stepped in or laid on. But
so Minnie the mammoth from Ice Age.
Yeah, that's all just mud, kind of. I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure they were originally like a dirty blonde. And that same company, is trying to bring back woolly mammoths.
I think you said this before.
I find that so crazy. And if they're only bringing back creatures that help benefit our environment, which is, if it's benefiting us, I think that's a good thing. Even though it's kind of weird bringing back an extinct creature, but then again, it's really cool. I mean, have you ever seen a woolly mammoth?
No, exactly. Only in museums.
Only in museums.
I was gonna say, like, could they bring? Well, even though they're not gone yet, like polar bears, could they? If polar bears like were to go extinct, like, you think they could like bring them back, or essentially? Like,
You know, we actually have a very. I was doing my research on that company, and they Colossal Biosciences, and they said they got mammoth DNA, and it looks very similar to the Asian elephant. Except, the baby Asian elephants have a lot more hair, so it kind of reminds them of. It seems like a woolly mammoth. It's very close to a woolly mammoth. So if you look up Asian elephants on your phones or laptops, you'll see it. That's pretty much what the mammoth look like. You know, except add a little more hair to them. Yeah, it's very cool. You see, look at them. That's crazy. So, I mean, we kind of have woolly mammoths, except they're just called Asian elephants, and they're kind of more skin than hair. But, hold on, let me go back to here. I think that'll be pretty cool to see.
That would be nice, I'd have to do, like, more research, because, again, like I said earlier, I don't really see the point, but, I mean, if they, if they can find a legitimate reason to bring these people back, like, or the animals back, like the dire wolves, like the woolly mammoths and all of them, then, I mean, go for it. All the power to you. But, like, like I said, like, if, like, polar bears were to also go extinct, they could
Polar bears are going extinct. They're, like, actually, I don't know.
They're endangered.
They're the most dangerous bear. There goes the brown bear, the black bear, and then the polar bear.
What's that? Endangered? They're an endangered?
Yeah, they're endangered polar bears. But then again, they're ruthless. Anything they see that moves, they eat. There's no mercy for them. They just eat. Eat. They're pretty relentless. I mean, you can somewhat survive sometimes with the other bears, but not a polar bear. You got to run for your life with that one. There's nothing you can do about that. Do you have something else to bring up?
I guess interesting fact. I don't know if you knew about this, but I definitely did not know about this. Did you know that bananas are considered berries, but strawberries aren't considered berries?
What?
Yeah. That's like
what the fuck? What do you mean? A banana's a fruit, though, right? It's considered a berry?
Yeah, apparently.
Wait,
like
what?
So if I, sorry, I'm just looking it up here. It's just ironic because, like, strawberries, you'd think that strawberries are considered
a berry. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Same here, but, like, I didn't. But apparently they're not.
They're considered a berry.
Considered berries. Yeah.
What about an apple? Is that a berry?
That's a fruit.
Well, I know. Well, yeah, but is that also considered a berry? I don't know.
Yeah.
What about?
So right here, bananas are considered berries in a botanical sense, even though they don't align with the common culinary understanding of the term berry, as we discussed. A berry, botanically, is defined as a fruit that develops from a single flower and has a fleshy part surrounding seeds. Bananas fit this description as they grow from a single flower and contain seeds.
Wow.
But yeah, I just thought that was...
That's weird. No, that is pretty interesting. I never would have thought of it. I just thought banana was just banana. You know? Banana.
Yeah.
So would cherries be a berry? And grapes? I mean, I guess
grapes are
definitely a berry.
And, like, blueberries, they're
blueberries. I would hope are berries.
Yeah, but bananas.
That's
I just don't have like a good.
What about pineapples?
Well, I think that's also fruit, I guess. But that's pretty weird. I thought that was interesting.
Well, my last topic I have written down here is a little fun one here. Superpowers. If you could choose a superpower to bring to life, what would you choose? One superpower, right? If it's like element control or time control, like it's got to be only one. What would you do? What would you want?
Here's the thing. Like, I would want to say, like, flying or running really fast, but everyone says those answers.
And what would you say?
I don't know. I don't.
People that say invisibility, I know who you are.
Yeah. Visibility, going into women's, bathrooms or men's bathrooms, depending on gender. But yeah, no. Let me ask you, what would you have?
What would I pick? I'm stuck between either probably super speed or time slow, or like controlling fire, like having like a full firepower, like like launch myself up and stuff like that. I'm stuck between those three, but if I had to choose, like realistically, if I were to bring this to real life, I wouldn't really want too much attention, so I'd probably do time slow.
Slow in time,
Yeah, so let's just say if someone were to punch me, I go, ooh, and then like slowly dodge it, and then bam. But then again, even with time slow, you're still fast.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a win-win.
It's like it is true, yeah. Like running really fast. Yeah, that's reminded me of like that one Rick and Morty episode where they freeze time. Like the house is like a mess, and like they froze time so they can clean it all up. And I think they spent like a year because they were off doing like Rick, Morty, and like Summer. They were off doing other stuff instead of cleaning the house. But then they were like, all right, we gotta actually clean the house now. And since they were like, since they paused time for like essentially too long, when they unfroze time, like everything was like shaky. Everything was a bit disconnected, and like I guess Rick and Morty, even though it's like fiction, and like what we're talking about right now is obviously fiction, but like I feel like if that were to like kind of happen, essentially, like I think like there would have to be like some sort of like limit to like freezing time and like running really fast and like all this other things. Yeah.
What would you pick for a superpower?
I'm still thinking, but I was actually kind of thinking about like a time related power, like freezing. I was gonna say freezing time, but you said slowing time down.
Yeah, slowing time.
I would, you know what? I'd honestly say like the power of teleportation.
Teleportation.
Yeah.
To teleport, like, oh, I can't make it, and just make it.
Yeah, like an instant transmission for like Goku, but
Dragon Ball reference. Yeah, teleportation. So you could like easily rob a bank, like, yo, what's up, man? And then take all the money and leave.
I was thinking like more so just like if I wanted to go to like Paris or like Egypt or something, or like Spain or whatever.
I wonder how that would work. Like, would you need to know the exact coordinates and then just
you probably
think about it and then go there?
Yeah.
Because what if you teleport in water and you're like, oh, water.
Yeah, because like the teleportation could either be something like that you could do, or like
master it probably.
Yeah, or like a device that you use to like I don't know, like a portal or something. Like what I'm thinking about right now is like, remember like one of the Sonic 2 movie where Sonic used like one of his rings, and so that they could like go to like on vacation to like this like far way far away
about
place.
It and you throw it.
Yeah.
Like
one of those things. But
I feel like if you had the superpower of teleportation, I feel like that would kind of like, if you teleport, I feel like you kind of be like out of breath, like, oh my god, bro, like kind of like drains your like stamina.
I feel like it would definitely like drain a lot of your stamina.
In slow mo, I feel like that should also like kind of drain me a little bit if I use slow mo, because it's a superpower. It's activating something my body's not used to, so I'd be like, ooh, do whatever. Yeah. I feel like you could do a lot done in like slow mo. Like, what if you do like a crazy workout in slow mo and then it all affects you when you activate time back? You're like, ah, and it probably like hurts you.
Yeah. Again, like there has to be some sort of like side effect to them.
Yeah, there's always got to be a side effect. It's nothing like Superman. He's got kryptonite. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
But
But like your power there, like slowing time.
Yeah.
What would like the side effect be?
I feel like maybe like I'd say maybe I feel a little slow afterwards, like after I use it. Like after I use it and I go boom, all right, and then like maybe after an hour or something, I start to feel like slow, super slow, or maybe exhausted. I don't know, one of those two. But I feel like you should like have limited uses of it too, like a day, like maybe like 3 times a day, something, and it only lasts for like a minute, like a minute of slow mo.
Yeah, 3 times a day.
But teleportation, I feel like you could use maybe a little more, but
like, I'd say
draining though.
I'd say like, for teleportation, if I want to go like really far, then that drains stamina a lot. But if you want
to be out of breath if you went to like Paris, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, but like if you're just teleporting like somewhere like locally, like if I wanted to teleport to like Boston or something, I would lose some stamina, but not a whole lot of stamina as like me like teleporting to like France or something like that, like something really far. But I mean that would probably be
12 10 things to do in Boston. Yeah. But yeah, no. Wow. I mean, do you have anything else on there?
Well,
or is that all your topics?
I'm kind of wondering if we should cut this episode a bit short because again, at the start of the episode we were stopped by a cop and like I don't know if he hasn't since come back, but like I've been throughout this episode I've been sort of looking over my shoulder to see if like he's coming back.
Yeah.
But I wonder.
That was pretty freaky.
I know. I kind of figured that was gonna happen.
When we were starting the episode, we kept seeing him like drive by, and we're like, and I saw him like lock eyes with me, and I was like, oh, you're definitely coming back.
Yeah.
And
even when we're pulling into this place,
yeah,
we saw like a whole bunch of people, and like we're recording this like earlier than we usually record it. Yeah. Because the reason why for that is because today you were also going to a graduation.
I'm going to a graduation party.
Yeah.
Going to one of my cousin's graduation parties. It'll be fun. Yeah, and...
Yeah, no, when we were pulling into here, I was like, God damn it, there's so many people. They're all probably doing, like, some, like, soccer related stuff, like I said.
Yeah, it's
but that was, oh, man.
It was scary because I've never, like, encountered a cop interaction since I've had my car and license. So
I have yet to be pulled over by a cop for like
we weren't
speeding.
Pulled over.
Yeah, I get that. But like,
yeah, you've yet to be like pulled over by like you said, pulled over by a cop. But he was a nice guy. He was just a little sketched out on what we were doing. Understandable.
I did think it was kind of funny and a little bit awkward there where we were telling him like, oh, we're doing a podcast, and then he was like in the back of a car, like in the backseat of a car. It's kind of weird, right? And I'm like, I mean, we kind of don't really have anywhere else to like do this podcast. Like we don't have a studio yet. That's why we're doing this, audio only. Like
audio only so far. We'll probably do a video at one point. But yeah, I understand, but like, I mean, come on, you know what I mean? It's just like
he's nice about
it.
He
was nice about it. He was like, "Yo, so what's the podcast about?" And I'm like, "We just talk about pretty much anything."
I was thinking about like either one of us saying like we're shouting out the podcast like it's called What the Fuck. He's like, and I thought he was gonna be like, "That's a weird."
Get out of the car, please. You're under arrest for what? Saying what the fuck to a cop? Oh fuck.
It's like, yeah, we have like 2 episodes out, soon to be 3. This one,
but this one's 3rd. Yep. The big 3. 3. That's the magic
3
number.
Is the magic number. But yeah, no, I don't know what he would have said if we said that. But
I really hope he doesn't make this a weekly thing.
No,
we might not be here next. Maybe we'll try the other spot next time.
Yeah, or maybe we'll just do it at like the usual time we come here at. Like it's like afternoon.
Yeah.
But or maybe we just choose a different spot altogether. But That was an interesting start to the day.
Yeah, it was quite scary.
I don't know, maybe I'll probably like include that little like
maybe
the first recording that we tried earlier today.
Maybe we'll try. You know what? Well, how long is that? Like 30 seconds long?
It's literally 30 seconds.
Okay. What
The
fuck is going on, guys? I'm Ryan.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is the WTF Podcast, where we talk about pretty much anything we want.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kyle, how are you today?
I'm doing good, other than the fact that you guys might not see this, but like there's this one cop that's just driving around where we are usually at right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's pulling up next to us
no.
for sure. Now we're gonna do the outro.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to the WTF Podcast. And I've been Ryan.
And I've been Kyle. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. We upload every Saturday. And yeah, thanks you guys for listening.
Please don't call the cops on us. Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.